Hey everybody, Jennifer Roberts here, Pod Queen. You like it, don't you?
Yeah.
It works, huh?
Yes, every time.
It's kind of sing-songy. It's just a little bit fun. Good reaction. That's the one I was looking for. Okay, so today joining me, we have Carrie and Zack Hensley. And you guys have been married how long?
Almost 4 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
And you still want to be married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Success, you guys. This is going well.
Yeah, that's good.
And you guys are here at the International House of Prayer, and what do you do here?
I've been on staff for 10 years and oversee Awakening Teen Camp. That's kind of my thing. And Carrie has jumped in this year and is helping direct as well.
Awesome.
So the two of us lead Awakening Teen Camp.
And what's the age range for Awakening Teen Camp?
It's 12 to 18. And they come from all over the country, all over the world actually. We have about 37 countries that come. And,
Wow.
yeah, from
That's amazing.
Egypt, Saudi Arabia. I mean, just
Wow.
strange. I was shocked to see some of the countries when you actually get to look. You're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So lots of people come, lots of teens come from around the nation, and we send them back out and back to where they're from.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Carrie, how long is the Awakening Teen Camp?
Let's see, it runs from, we start June 20th to
August 9th.
August 9th.
Okay, June 20th to August 9th. So if people want to join, what do they do?
Which nobody needs to say www anymore, but it's still in my head.
But we're saying it. We're
Everybody
saying it
knows
anyway.
that that's
on
it.
the World Wide Web.
It's on the World Wide Web, guys.
That's so good. Way to put it there.
IHOP.org/ATC. They can go and sign up.
IHOP.org/ATC.
ATC.
Great.
Yep.
Okay, so if you guys like them, this is kind of like their interview for you. If you like them today, then come to the camp. So we have teens that watch, and we
Yeah.
have moms of teens that watch.
And the Pod Queen speaks every year at ATC.
Come on, Pod Queen will be
So
there.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
good. Good. Well, today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about marriage.
Yeah.
And from the aspect of both of you were here. Carrie, how long have you been here?
8 years.
8 years. And you and Zack met here.
Mm-hmm.
And were you a student or had you already graduated?
I was a student, so I was in my second to third year
Yeah.
of school when I met Zack. So.
Nice. Very good.
She says it like she met me, and then sparks flew. I met her, and then it was like a 3-year wait until something finally happened.
Oh, that's awesome. We like truth. That's good.
Yeah.
So
It wasn't like a whirlwind.
yeah, I get it. So from the outside looking in, you guys both had a reputation of being solid, deep, theological preachers that were going to storm the world. So here you are married,
Yeah.
and now you have kids.
Yeah.
And so tell me about two strong-willed people coming together and being one. What was that like? Was it a hard dance?
It was hard in the fact that at least personally, I couldn't get my mind around how to incorporate another person into my life.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of plans and a lot of clear goals that I wanted to hit before any major life changes. And so, though Zack and I took some time getting, past the friendship phase into the dating and marriage phase and all of that.
So you knew each other well.
We knew each other really well. We
Yeah, we dated and were engaged for about a year and a half, almost 2 years. It was a long time. Yeah.
It was long. And during that time, I still had the kind of single, go-get-em girl mindset. And so for me, it was hard figuring out to incorporate this other person who wasn't just going to, hide behind me all my life.
Right. And you didn't want that.
Yeah, no, I didn't want that. And one of the first things that Zack said to me that really stuck in my brain before we ever started dating was, I don't want someone just to grow old with. He's like, that's not what I'm looking for.
Awesome.
I'm looking for someone to run with. And
Yeah.
so that impacted my heart because, for one, it was the language of my heart, but also because that is something that I never articulated to myself, but was something that I really, really wanted. I didn't want to just kind of get married and slink off the face of the earth and live in our own little bubble.
Right. And what about you, Zack? What was that like? Like now you're the head of this unit, and like how do you lead and all of that?
Well, I hadn't actually. It happened. The Lord spoke to me actually. One of the clearest times the Lord's ever spoke to me. I hadn't prayed much about our relationship.
Yeah.
We were dating. I hadn't prayed about it just because it was a no-brainer. I was like, There's,
Look at it, come on.
I could talk to the Lord and say, God, should I? And I mean, everything is flashing. You're an idiot if you don't. And so we started dating, and finally, I remember I dropped her off at her apartment, and I was walking back to the prayer room. I helped oversee the prayer room from midnight to 6 a.m. And so I was heading back to the night watch, and I just was asking the Lord. I was like, "What? Hey, sorry. What do you say about this relationship? Like, what is on your heart for this? Is this okay? Like, I haven't even talked to you about this." And the thing the Lord thundered, it was like stopped me in my tracks, like spoke, was, I'm absolutely okay with it, but you have to know she is my precious one. And you have to put your her destiny before yours.
Wow, that's powerful.
And as soon as I heard him say that, like I saw myself taking care of kids, like burping a kid backstage while she's like on stage preaching. Like that was the picture that the Lord gave me, right?
And that was the level that you were committing to.
Right, exactly. And so I was like, for me, it was a transition. It was oh wow, this is another human being who has a real call, a real destiny on her life. How do I, as a leader, if leadership is really taking after Jesus and serving, how do I serve her and help her come up underneath her to make sure that she actually flourishes in her destiny?
Wow.
And so for me it was awesome because I got to go on a journey to figure out who Carrie was and actually pay attention to what she's gifted at and what she's called to do and who she is as a person and who she is before the Lord. So then I could go and really, really honestly, when I stand before God and he says, how did you take care of this woman you were in covenant with? I can answer well. That was the other thing that struck me was, I'm not going to answer for how well I preach at ATC.
Right.
I'm going to answer how well, first I'm going to answer how well I took care of this woman that was entrusted to me. And so that was a real transition. Weighty. It was a weighty transition for me for about a year,
Right.
Going into it.
And were you expecting that kind of response from the Lord?
No, I was expecting, yeah, this is awesome, you rule, she rules, go take the world. And instead it was like, no, you need to dial down and get to know her because you actually don't realize the jewel that you have in her. And so awesome. that was the journey I went on while we were dating and engaged and all of that. Yeah.
So Carrie, what does that do for you as a woman to know that Zach's heart is turned towards making you great?
Oh man, it's been an interesting process in first believing it because it's really hard to believe coming from a background where there wasn't a lot of equality between men and women in ministry specifically.
Right.
And there was, there wasn't like some sort of male chauvinistic leader over my church or anything like that, quite the opposite. But I never saw a lot of clear examples of women being able to express their God-given gifts in a way that is not competitive and not filled with jealousy. And so my reference point was off, and so in going into a relationship, I felt extremely excited but still nervous because I wasn't sure if he was for real about it. And it took some proving.
It's pretty poetic. Let's see how it works.
Yeah, exactly. And he's consistently fought for me, but
awesome. Every
every time he does, I have to remember not to revert back to, oh, he's the man, I should let him do his thing, and just, the phrase behind every great man is a great woman. Like, that idea to me is so jarring because I'm like, yes, but behind every human being is another human being who loves them well. And,
exactly.
So it to me, it was a learning process to realize that he really bought into that and was taking the Lord seriously. And so I took longer just in buying into it and living from a place of buying into that. So.
Right. Well, it really, it mirrors our relationship with Jesus as the bridegroom. I think people have sometimes a funky concept of marriage. In particular, I'm going to lose my identity. I'm going to come behind whoever my husband is, and I'm going to be a stepping stone for him.
Right.
And that's not what Jesus talks about in marriage.
No.
In Ephesians 5, laying down your life, serving. So did that help you because you already related to God in that way?
It helped. I mean, the journey for me is still happening. The journey for me in learning how to lay down my life for Carrie, and the journey in realizing that my Heavenly Father, that Jesus, is laying down His life to make me great. Like the fact that I have an inheritance and a destiny that is eternal, that is being made for me in heaven, and He's trying to make me great so I can inherit all that I can inherit. Realizing, going on that journey of going, Jesus is fighting for me this way. I have to fight for her this way. This is how I fight for her.
Yeah.
And so that's been, for me, that's been the biggest thing is even just in my own life, just the revelation that, oh my gosh, this is who you are.
Right.
And this is what I need to be.
Yeah.
This is how I need to do it. And all of that goes aside because everything in terms of destiny, calling, and ministry, He's going to give to me because He wants to make me great, and I can trust Him. And so I put my effort in trying to make sure that, and serve my wife, serve my kids. I mean, that was another thing, man. You put kids in the mix.
Oh, totally.
And I remember holding my daughter up when she was born and going, oh my gosh, like who cares about X, Y, and Z? This is another human being that I get to serve and get to come under and get to pour into. And above anything else, above any other type of accolade or ministry or whatever. And so,
that's good.
Keeping it, that's been the biggest revelation, I think, for us even, is we stay focused on Jesus and focused on serving one another.
You can't
and
go
God
wrong.
puts everything else out there.
Right. No, it's true. If you just do those two things, you've got enough on your plate, and the rest just falls into place.
100% of the time, actually.
That's good. So we have like just 45 seconds left.
Yeah.
Maybe a minute. So at ATC, do you address relational issues at all?
We do a guy-specific talk and a girl-specific talk. And Dave Sliker comes in and does that. I contribute to that some as well. And we specifically talk about women's issues for girls, and we specifically talk about guys' issues for guys. And specifically, mostly, it's all about centered kind of on girls because we're calling the guys and just serving the girls.
Right.
And getting a right view of them and what that looks like and how, and really we're kind of hard on the guys, and then on the girls, we're calling them out into who they're supposed to be. And so,
that's so good.
So it's kind of both, yeah.
So you're modeling this as a couple too. You're married before a group of 1,200 teens. Modeling what marriage looks like, and then you're calling them into it in a sense by asking them to prepare their heart now in service and loving Jesus. That's so good. Who doesn't want to go to that? You want to go to that. So thanks, you guys.
Thanks for having us on.
One more time. Let's say how we get to go to ATC again.
ihop.org/ATC.
There it is. But www.
www.
It's on the World Wide Web.
Need to go on the internet.
Good. Not just at the library, hopefully.
No, that's correct. It's
that's good.
Yeah,
that's enough said on
that's
that, shall
enough.
we? Okay, great. Thanks, you guys. See ya.